Where's James?
Hello, mate.
So, if Dylan runs a bit of music over this, James,
Yeah.
what would be the music of your choice? What do you think would go well with the plastering video? What would you like to hear?
I can't get no satisfaction.
We'll have suggestions in the comments below from anybody. What soundtrack? This would be assuming we could pay the copyright on it, which is sometimes a bit hefty, isn't it?
Yeah.
Hey, little boy, do you think that this is right? Hey, little boy, do you think that this is right? I give you all my money, still you stay out every night. Hey, little boy, do you?
Just do staple those beads on.
I've got one of those staple guns that you use for cables, although they're not the right staple. I shouldn't really use them round ones. Because they've got that the positive placement pin on the end of the stapler, you can just literally just put it into the hole and staple it, and you know it's going to go straight in there.
Nice. Nice idea.
It is, and it gives you a hand free for lining up as well. I need to send off my superior level, at least one of them,
Oh, really?
to be reset, because they're not. I mean, I'm, you know, and fair play to the boys for saying that they'll do it, and I know they will. It's just me getting around to getting it sent back to them, but it is out, and it's handy having the laser. It's nice just to have a level you can put on the wall and just mark a line on. That's
sure, yeah. You're going to get your second coat out of this first knock-up, or will you knock up a new one?
It'll be a new one. I spoke about that once before with one of the spreads, and he said if you put your second coat on with the same mix, he said all you're doing is putting one thick coat on.
Yeah.
So not really. It's all the same. It's not reacting against.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Against each other.
Yeah. So, obviously the thing that gets a lot of people, why have you boarded it and now you're plastering it? Why don't you tape and joint the plasterboard? That's one question.
Yeah. Well, personally, I don't like tape and joint. I don't like the finish it leaves. I think it's a lot of effort for an okay finish, whereas plastering, possibly an equal amount of effort involved, but in a shorter space of time, because it's all done in one visit with the plaster.
Yeah.
Taping and jointing, you've got to put it on, and you've got to come back and rub it down.
Yeah. With this wall, the wall you're doing now, you've got basically 5 joints here.
Yeah.
So if you taped and jointed those, you would have to let that first coat go off.
Yeah.
You would then have to apply your second coat, give it a rub down, possibly a little bit more after that, and then give it another rub. I don't know, but I don't think anybody could beat you speed-wise skimming it, could they?
No.
And plus you haven't got any dust.
Exactly, there's no rubbing down at the end. I mean, I don't know if it's just, I'm sure there's, you know, people will say it's, you know, it's superior way of doing it, taping and jointing, but because I've never, that's not how I learnt, you know, from when I started, we never did it.
No.
It's sort of a little bit alien to me to want to do it like that when I could, you know, quite easily do it this way. Not to say that there's anything wrong with it. But.
Here's a little thing, I think, this is just my view, is that I think if you're an okay tape and joint, it's not good enough. Whereas if you're an okay plasterer,
yeah,
I think to make a really good job of taping and jointing, you've got to be very skilled at it, you know. That's my thing. I think doing an okay job with taping and jointing is not. You're always going to see it, aren't you? You know, you've got those little wrinkles in the tape, those odd bits. Whereas with a bit of plastering, skimming.
Yeah. A lot of people say, why dot and dab and not plaster straight onto the blocks? Well, we're using the aircrete blocks, and you know, even if you put sand and cement on first before you skim, it cracks. There's not really much getting away from it. I mean, you know, you might get the odd occasion where it's fine, or it might be all right 60% of the time, but it's still a 40% chance it's going to go. Yeah. And then you're dealing with, you know, just cracks everywhere, crazing on the plaster, all that kind of stuff, and it doesn't look great. But then people will say, okay, fair enough, but dotting and dabbing, you've got no fixings. Some people say you should batten the walls first, but then if you batten the walls, you've only got a fixing every 400 mil, and you're void of 25. But in fact, when we dot and dab, some people seem to think you've got like a 3-inch void behind there. Or maybe some people do if they don't know what they're doing. But we literally, I mean, I'd say on average you've got 10 to 12 mil max as a gap before you're hitting the block. So if you did want to fix something up, it's not difficult. If you drill through it, you know you've got a void there. The length of a wall plug will easily go through the plasterboard. A little tap through of a screw will go straight through into the block.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, you've still got decent fixings. It's a bit of a myth that you've got no fixings if you've got a dot and dab wall.
I always find setting that heading is quite critical, isn't it? You know, getting them level. Yeah. I find that the hardest bit, actually.
Fortunately, I've got that nice Milwaukee laser over there.
Yeah, the bead I can see, but where it joins the window.
Oh, I did that with the laser as well.
Yeah. Oh, okay, fine, got you.
So what I did, in fact, I took it out obviously before you arrived, but I dot and dabbed it, and I set up 3 props. Gotcha. With pieces along, and then with the laser just set lower, so I could like measure, use like a 2 or 3 mil spacer against it. I could just adjust it up and down a little bit at the back. I knew the front was right because I'd already lasered that and cut that off. Yeah. But the back, I managed to just level it with using props. There might be a lot of plasterers cringing at all the mess I've left on that frame there. But I promise I'll clean it off, so they don't need to worry about it. I'm not losing any sleep over it, so please.
A sponge or a brush.
Yeah, that's it. I don't mention sponges, not allowed sponges anywhere near plaster. Any kind of sponge.
They hate the sponger.
Well, apart from the ones that use it.
Yeah. I never let on.
Yeah.
They're secret sponges, aren't they? Closet sponges. Waiting to come out.
I'm getting pretty good at this.
Pretty thinner.
That should have been a spread.
Yeah, there's still time, mate.
I've actually knocked up too much.
Oh, what are we going to do with that?
I have to throw that bit away. I'm not speed skimming today.
Just something you can try, mate.
Yeah.
It's a Marshalltown Squeegee. I saw the Osborne boys using it the other day. They reckon it's their secret weapon.
Just like cleaning windows, yeah?
Yeah, just start up the...
Bit of water on it?
Yeah, try it with a bit of water. See what it says. No, it doesn't come with any instructions.
Oh, right. They're the best ones, aren't they? It's alright. Now, I've thought of a song.
I'm happy cleaning windows.
When I'm cleaning windows.
Baby, that's okay. Everything's gonna be alright.
What's the squeegee like?
It's alright. Yeah, I quite like it. It doesn't take too much off. It takes a lot less off than I thought it would. I mean, oh, that's just the reveals, but I did the whole wall and it wasn't a lot more than that. It's a different, you got a bit more control with that because it's smaller. But then, you know, I don't know, I've not used any other spats or anything like that. So, I mean, for me, yeah, I'd use it. I mean, if I did more plastering, I'm trying not to do plastering, but I'd probably invest in one.
Yeah, because you've got every other tool in the
Yeah, I might as well.
You've got plastic flex, you've got plastic floats.
Yeah, got the lot, mate.
Depending on what day it is, what you feel like.
Yeah, I mean, I reckon on a hot day, that could be like a dream come true. It's nice and soft there. Yeah, it could be nice. And even I went straight over it. It's still wet. It is a trowel, this one.
Yeah.
It's definitely not a float.
And this is still the first coat. You're just taking off any lumps and bumps and
yeah. I just
giving
want
it
to
a spray.
get my edges nice because where this has already been previously plastered, that dries in. It just goes off like a skyrocket against the old plaster. I've put a very light watered down coat of PVA around the edges to stop it sucking straight in.
Oh, okay.
But before I go with my second coat, I just want to make sure that there's no big lumps in the corners that could cause us problems with the second coat.
Yeah.
And give us a nice tight finish when we're done. All about the finish. Oh, do you know, I should take this opportunity as well to let people know that I don't work in Essex and I don't work in North London.
You're getting calls from everywhere now.
Yeah, those two in particular. It's odd. I don't know.
Weird, isn't it?
Must be a lot of work needing doing over there, or lots going on. But yeah, I don't go that far. So just to save you a bit of hassle, trying to find my number or emailing me. It's a bit out of my way, actually quite a lot out of my way. And I do get asked why, and I will tell you why, because I don't want to go there. No, it's basically, it's a long way. I mean, if you were just travelling there for a day out, you know, it's all right. But if you're travelling there, you know, 6:30, 7 o'clock in the morning, traffic can be a nightmare, can be, and generally is. So then you've almost done a day's work before you get there. When I get there, I don't particularly know the area. I don't know where all the local builders merchants are. I can find them online, but if I know where they are, where I'm working, you know, it's all in my head. I ain't got to think about something else. Then I've got to drive home. So it's another, I might not get home till 7 o'clock in the evening. I don't want to be home that late. And then, what if, and this, you know, it doesn't generally happen, but what if you spring a leak? We've been doing some plumbing and a fitting goes. I'll get a phone call at 8:30 in the evening. This leak is spraying everywhere. Right. So I've got to get back out of my pyjamas, you know, put my clothes on, and then I've got to drive, you know, maybe an hour or so. And by that time, who knows what damage could have been done. So it's, you know, as much as I would like to be able to help everybody out with whatever they want doing, sometimes it's just a bit too far.
It's nice working to a dry corner, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like if you plaster 2 adjacent walls and you have to work to a wet corner, then it can be a bit.
Yeah, I mean it's all right. Like with the twitcher or the corner trowel.
Corner trowel, yeah.
It's all right, but it's still something else you got to keep an eye on because you can get, if you go in too soon, you get a big lump on either corner. But yeah, it's all right really. Oh, there you go. There's an example right there. All right to get the corner trowel in on that.
Yeah.
Let's get that.
Either that, mate, or the old credit card comes out.
My credit card never comes out. I'm too tight. My mate used to get the hump with me for this. I said, what are you doing? He said, either finish it like that or get the other one on. I'll tell you what, that squeegee was pretty good. There's hardly any lines to get out of that. Impressive.
So this is a message for Dylan from James. I do not work in Essex. Bang goes your website then, mate.
Well, actually, I do work in Essex, but it's limited to one house. My best mate, the man that does all the magic with the videos, the unsung hero. He is.
Yeah.
You can leave that bit in as well if you like. You don't have to edit that out, Dylan. You do a cracking job, mate.
Okay, second coat, yeah?
Yep. On the floor already. There we go. Depends how busy he is. I'm definitely not painting anything though. But everyone seems to be going for this cedar cladding on the outside.
Yeah.
But I was thinking about some of these like or maybe having like options of the finish on the outside.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So like you've got that like grey cement ball kind of stuff. That could have been a window cleaner.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, that took a bit off.
Yeah, it's too soon, I think. Don't you?
Maybe. Maybe I was pushing too hard. I don't know. You really don't need a lot of force on it at all because it's so flexible.
It's really light touch, yeah?
Well, as it starts to dry in a bit, obviously you can push it a little bit harder. Start to move it around a bit, but because it's so soft, it's not adding any lines back in. Get the edges in, and then we can finish it with a trowel.
What, plastic or steel trowel?
I'll get the edges in with the plastic first whilst it's still a bit wet, and then I've got a flexible steel trowel to finish once it's gone off. Well, pretty much gone off.
So the idea of the plastic is it doesn't drag off, doesn't judder, yeah?
Yeah.
Chatter, they say.
Yeah, it doesn't drag loads of plaster off. It takes a bit off. If I did this with a traditional steel trowel, it'd just be ripping it all off.
Yeah.
But for me, it's great because I'm really impatient.
Are you?
Just want to get on it.
Oh, really?
But it's not even that. It's just I want to go home.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So anything like that makes me feel like it's going quicker.
I know,
it's
yeah.
fine.
Yeah.
It's just one of those things. The plaster tool still takes the same amount of time to go off, but it feels like I'm doing something. You know?
Yeah, I know.
And I think it means I can keep an eye on it. I can get to go over all of it and just check out if there's any little nasty bits I need to sort out.
Yeah.
So I've got a bit of time. Being that I'm not a plasterer, it helps.
'Cause I won't worry you, and you sure ain't gonna worry me.
Golden wall.